Hi friends, again welcome back to my YouTube channel Green IAS. So, in the previous class, we have completed our first chapter of polity, that is diversity. Today, we are going to study the next chapter, that is diversity and discrimination. So we know that even though we are diverse in a manner, so that there is also existing a type of discrimination among our people. Most of the people, that is most of the rich people who are teasing or laughing against the underprivileged people, so it is making a type of angry or hurt for that poor people. So it is a poor condition, so that the people has to be changed their mindsets, then only society can improve. Okay, so we can go through the main important points of this chapter again. The first main heading is a difference and prejudice. Okay, you can see those chapters. Okay, so it is saying that there are 8 major religions in the world. Every single one of them is practiced in India. So it is saying that in the world there are 8 major religions. Every single one of them is practiced in India, and we have more than 1600 languages that are people's mother languages, mother tongues, and there are more than 100 dance forms. So these types of, that is 1600 languages and second languages and hundreds types of dance forms in India, making India a diverse one. And then the next page is about the term prejudice. So let's see what is mean by prejudice. So some of the prejudice on rural people and on urban people are here. We have to make out what is mean by this prejudice. Okay, for example, some of the people who believe that the villagers are forced to migrate to cities in search of work. Okay, we know in the rural areas there are a lot of underemployment people, the people who are struggled with underemployment or no employment, so that the most of the people believe that the villagers are forced to migrate to cities in search of work. So this is the type of prejudice that is existing in our society. And other prejudice is that people in villages do not like to use modern technology. Okay, then other example on urban people is that the life in the city is easy. People here are spoiled and lazy. So some of the people's prejudice is that the people of urban areas who are lazy, and the life in the city is very easy, and in cities families spend very little time with each other and they are very busy, and the people in cities only care about money, not about people. So that is the city people are very selfish. So this type of prejudice is also there. So then some of these statements see villagers as ignorant and see people in cities as money minded and lazy. So from these examples we can understood that the village people are ignorant, and they see, and the people in city are money minded and very lazy. So when our opinions about certain people are always negative, seeing them as lazy, stingy, and as some of these statements, then these become prejudice that we carry about them. Okay, so prejudice means to judge other people negatively or see them as inferior. So you have to focus on that point, that what is meant by prejudice. Okay, prejudice means to judge other people negatively or see them as inferior. When we think that only one particular way is the best and right way to do things, we often end up not respecting others who may prefer to do things differently. Okay, it is that is it is the point is that when we think that, oh, those people are very stingy and very poor, and those people who are doing those things are useless, so we are seeing those people, those some we are seeing those some people in an inferior manner, and that is in a negative manner, that is making a type of prejudice there. Okay, and other example is given here. If we think English is the best language and other languages are not important, we are judging these other languages negatively. As a result, we might not respect people who speak languages other than English. So nowadays, all the people, major people of the world think that since English is a global language, the people who speak English is a very superior kind people, but the people who cannot speak English, who are very locals, inferior types. So that's example of prejudice given here. And the people's religious beliefs, the color of their skin, about which we can also prejudice. Okay, the prejudice are arise about people's religious beliefs, the color of their skin, the region they come from, the accent they speak in, the clothes they wear. Okay, then the next page, then the term is stereotypes. Okay, let's make out that term. What is a stereotype? So here some description is given about boys and girls. As children grow up, they start believing that boys do not cry, so that even if a boy feels like crying, he stops himself from doing so. So we know that the boys in our society mostly don't cry, and this is for girls. Only girls who can cry, and the boys who cry is feeling a type of shame in front of the society. So even though the boy is very angry or hurt, he cannot cry in front of the society. So here comes the term stereotype. Okay, just we can familiarize that term. So that is when we fix people into one image, we create a stereotype. Okay, so we are thinking that he is a boy, he will not cry. So the people fix that boy in a image that he do not cry in front of the society, because so that is that thereby creating a stereotype there. When people say that those who belong to a particular country, religion, sex, race, or economic background are stingy, lazy, criminal, or dumb, they are using stereotypes. So here we discussed about the boys and their crying. Then the stereotypes are also arise in related with religion, sex, or economic background, etc. For example, there is a belief that the poor people, or the people who are living in a hut, or Dharavi, like slum areas, are very stingy and they are very inferior type, not clean, not educated, illiterate people. So that there is also a type of stereotype is arising. Okay, and this type of stereotype stop us from looking at each person as a unique individual. Okay, we know we are unique, we are unique in a manner that we have different looks, we have different color, we have different geographical as well as economical backgrounds. But some of the people who cannot understand that, they again and again believe that they are superior and others are inferior. So those people are again and again creating this type of stereotypes. And that's all about stereotypes. Then the next is inequality and discrimination. Discrimination happens when people act on their prejudice or stereotypes. When discrimination happens? When people act on their prejudices and stereotypes. That is, the people who do not agree that we are unique, we are different, we are diverse, we are living in a country of diversity, then a type of discrimination is arising there. If you do something to put other people down, if you stop them from taking part in certain activities and taking up jobs, or stop them from living in their neighborhoods, prevent them from taking water from the same well or hand pump, or not allowing them to drink tea in the same cups or glasses as others, you are discriminating against them. So when does we when do we discriminate all other people? So it is given that we are laughing at some of the underprivileged people about their color, their economical background, their family, their religion, their sex, etc. We are creating a type of discrimination towards them. Okay. So discrimination can take place because of several reasons. Groups of people who may speak a certain language, follow a particular religion, live in specific regions, may be discriminated against as their customs or practices may be seen as inferior. Okay, for example, the most of time the people who are living in tribal areas, that is hilly areas or forest areas, we will treat them as the tribal people, and most of the people, the selfish minded people, who treated them as inferior. Okay, then the people who are poor do not have the resources or the money to meet their basic needs of food, clothing and a shelter. Okay, they are that is, the people who are treated as poor when they have not enough resources, shelter, enough food. Okay, that type of people are mostly struggle in our society. They experience discrimination in offices, hospitals, schools, etc., where they are ill treated by the people. Some people may experience both kinds of discrimination. They are poor and they belong to groups whose culture is not valued. So sometimes the people who have good culture, but those people cannot have a good economical background, may discriminated in a manner. In the second case, one man whose cultural background is inferior, and and his economical background is also poor, then other type of discrimination is towards him. For example, the people who are living slum areas is treated in another manner that of the people who are living in tribal areas. There is some difference in their discriminations. And And other parties in the box you can see a common stereotype about some Muslims is that they are not interested in educating girls and therefore do not send girls to schools. So it is given that a common stereotype in the society is that we know the Muslim girls who cannot reach to school, and they become illiterate, and they get married early in their childhood. So the people are raising a stereotype that the Muslims are not allowing their girl childs to continue their education, but they do not thinking about the situation or economical background of those particular family or uh, or their family background. So that is the type of stereotype type. If the government giving subsidies or economical beneficiaries to those families, they can go to schools and continue education. So the people's whose mindset have to be changed, then only our society can improve in an equal manner. Then on being discriminated against, people are engaged in different kinds of work. We know teaching, carpentry, pottery, weaving, fishing, farming to earn a livelihood. So we know some of the works are more valued than other works. We know the works as Prime Minister, Chief Minister, MLA, Area Secretary are considered in a valued manner in comparison with lower type of jobs like that is not my opinion. Lower type of jobs is the opinion of the people, like fisherman's job, daily wage workers. So the people believe that that is a type of lower jobs, lower valued jobs. Activities like cleaning, washing, cutting hair, picking garbage are seen as tasks of less value. This belief is an important aspect of the caste system. We know the caste system is based on the work they are doing. Those who placed themselves at the top of the ladder called themselves are upper caste people, and those who are coming lower part of the ladder who is considered as lower caste people or inferior people. And sometimes they are recognized as untouchables. Dalit is the term that people belong to so-called lower caste used to address themselves. So we know Dalit is the term commonly used for representing the lower or inferior people. They prefer this word to untouchable. Okay, Dalits to untouchable. Dalit means those who have been broken. Okay, what is meaning of Dalit? It means those who have been broken. This word, according to Dalits, show how social prejudices and discrimination have broken the Dalit people. We know, particularly in the northern part of India, there is even now there is existing type of discrimination or ignorance against the Muslim Dalit people. The rich or privileged people who cannot allow them to enter into their house, even though they are allowing them to enter their house, they get cleaned or washed all their houses after they after they get out of their houses. So untouchability is still there existing in our society in this 21st century, that is 2020. Then it is saying about Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, one of the greatest leaders of India, shares his first experience of caste-based discrimination. And he had gone with his brothers and cousins to meet his father in Corrigan, which is now that is not important. So the important part is Dr. Bhimrao Ambedkar is considered the father of the Indian Constitution and is also the best known leader of the Dalits. Dr. Ambedkar fought for the rights of the Dalit community. He was born into the Mahar caste, which was considered untouchable. The Mahars were poor, owned no land, and children born to them also had to do the work their parents did. So, we know Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was born in Mahar type. That's a type of untouchable caste. So, even though the students, the children of their family do not allow to continue their education in a good manner, and so that they have to live like just their parents did. Dr. Ambedkar was the first person from his caste who completed his college education and went to England to become a lawyer. He encouraged Dalits to send their children to school and college. He also urged Dalits to take on different kinds of government jobs. Different government jobs in order to move out of the caste system. Okay, so Dr. B.R. Ambedkar, who recognized about this type of caste system that is existing in his society, so he struggled to overcome all these discriminations that is based on caste system, and he tried to help the Dalits of his society, and also he helped them to continue their education. Later in life, he converted to Buddhism in his search for a religion that treated all members equally. So later in life, he converted to Buddhism. Dr. Ambedkar believed that Dalits must fight the caste system effectively towards a society based on respect, not just for a few but for all persons. So Dr. Ambedkar believed that the Dalits has to fought against this type of caste system in order to maintain equality in the society, just as those superior people. Then the next is striving for equality. The struggle for freedom from British rule also included within it the struggle of large groups. So we know that against the British rule, a lot of persons, adults, women, tribals, and peasants fought against the inequalities they have experienced in their lives. The women demanded that they should have as much as the right to education as men did. So the women fought for the same education that is offered for the male as well. Peasants and tribals fought to release themselves from the grasp of the money lender and the high interest they were charged. We know the lenders or land owners were imposed a great amount of interest on the peasants. So those peasants fought against this type of system. When India became a nation in 1947, our leaders too were concerned about the different kinds of inequalities that is exist in our society. So we know mostly the eminent persons were there to write our constitution. So according to our constitution, everyone has equal rights and opportunities. This equality of all persons is seen as a key value that unites us all as Indians. So this type of equality is bringing all the people together and seeing all the people as equal. Untouchability is seen as a crime and has been legally abolished by law. The people are free to choose the kind of work they wish to do. Government jobs are open to all people. So after the constitution, there was a lot of changes where in our society after the lawmaking, the effective lawmaking. So most of the untouchabilities that is external society were removed, and the people get equal opportunities, equal resources as well in our society, and government jobs were available to all the people in the same manner. In addition, the constitution also placed the responsibility on the government to take specific steps to realize this right to equality for poor and other such marginal community. So according to our constitution, this also give more importance to our more importance and a recognition or reservation for the marginal community or poor people. The writers of constitution also said that respect for diversity was a significant element in ensuring equality. So when we respect the diversity, okay, then only we can ensure the equality among the people. And they said that no one language, religion or festival should become compulsory for all to follow. They said that government must treat all religions equally. So we know that our country is a secular nation, so that there is no compulsion for taking a particular religion, so that we cannot impose any particular religion on the people. So there is a freedom for people to elect or believe in their own favorite religion or caste. So there must be no compulsion for towards them not to select any languages. So the people have freedom to select or engage in any language, in any religion. Therefore, India became a secular country where people of different religions and faiths have the freedom to practice and follow their religion without any fear of discrimination. So the meaning of unity, what is that we all live together and respect one another. Okay, the term unity, which implies the meaning of living together and respect one another. So this that's all about the second chapter. So we can see the first page of constitution is here, that clearly states that all Indians are entitled to equality of status and opportunity. So then last, some of the questions are here about stereotypes. How can the stereotype that girls are a burden on their parents affect the life of a daughter? So in most of the rural areas, still today there is some type of stereotypes are existing, that the girls are as a burden for their family, so that this is making a type of the distraction in the mindset of those girls who due to these stereotypes they cannot continue their education, and they cannot achieve their dreams, and they cannot achieve their life destinations. Good. Okay, thus these types of stereotypes has to be completely removed from our society. Only through awareness and education we can empower or improve the people's mindset. Those concepts and beliefs has to be changed or removed, rooted from our society. Then only there will be an improvement. Okay, so just go through this video and listen carefully, and please, if you like, please give me a like and share. If you dislike, please please comment below why you are disliking my video, then only I can improve. Okay, I am repeating myself. Okay, see you friends, thank you for listening. Bye bye, see you, have a nice day.